Oh, welcome back, everybody. It is the leans, locks, and whatever else Linquist does during the week. Yeah, I'm here with you on the weekend until the baseball season is over, or until they just yank my ass. One of two is going to happen. I just don't know what happens first. So, if this video can get to 500 likes, this would be it for me. That would be the biggest incentive that I could give you throughout there. I want you to be a part of this community. I want you to subscribe because we are already cooking right now with football. Maddie, Ben, college, Lofty. I don't know where I'm doing, but I'm doing a ton of shit too. It's going to be sprinkled throughout there. The big breakfast video is going to move to football. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. This guy behind me hates when I step in and do these videos because it undoes all the work. It really does. So I'm going to tell you right now, you jump in, right? We have a couple of cool offers here for you. And if you get 500 likes on this video, this will be my last on this one. That would be Linquist hope. That would be what he would want if he were here. First game, we're going to go through everything here. I don't like to spread out and go deep into shit. I just want to pick out one or two main areas to attack. And we'll look at the first five, add five. That's 15 games. We're in, we're out. You get to enjoy your weekend. So, Cleveland, tough out, even on the road. The early game, if you will, at 4 o'clock Eastern time. Ryu on the other side of this here for Toronto. I don't think this is going to be a game for offense. Really don't. Think you're going to see more of, I don't want to use the D word, but you're going to see more of a pitcher's game. How about that? So often it's like, well, it's going to be either a duel or no, it could be something in between. You got 7 runs yesterday in which the Blue Jays were bibified. And while you don't have the bibs or the beebs, there's a really good shot here at least to go under. And that's where we begin, under 8.5. We stayed under that yesterday. We're going to stay under it again. All right. I'm just letting you know how to do this, cuz that's all. Because there is a great opportunity that you don't want to pass up on these earlier starts. That's all. That's all. All right. We keep it moving. Let me remind you, though, real quick, before we get back to those next 4. There is a really cool deal going on at Caesars that I don't want you to pass up. All right. Now, granted, we still have what's going on at BetMGM. I'll tell you about that before we get out of here, but I can talk about multiple books. It's Odd Shopper, you know. Look, you bet $50, you get $250 back no matter what. Look at both offers. BetMGM below. See, I don't want to complicate things. This is just for Caesars. Again, just for Caesars. Bet 50, get $250 back. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what happens to this bet. I've already put together 2 for you, all right? August 26th, Cowboys and the Texans, all right? So that's a quick 2-leg money line parlay. It's going to pay $250, and you're going to get $250 on top of that, all right? That's not bad. So when I tell you that I'm here to help you, just know I'm here to help you. At the very least, I'm here to help you. Next game, San Fran money line. Wow. Against the visiting Braves, winning what they do best on the road. We're going to lean, even though it's Walker, bullpen, etc., or back end, I should say. We're going to lean San Fran on the money line here. No reason to get crazy. No reason to get insane. We know that Max Fried has pitched well on the road. But ultimately, this is, and I think it continues to be for Atlanta, unfortunately, even though they are on the road. You're going to have, as you get deeper into this year, you're not going to have Strider on the hill every time. Struggling offenses on the other end. I know San Fran is reeling right now, but I think they get one here. Really do. KC, Seattle. Another one. What a victory for the Mariners last night. And yet still, we take KC on the run line. Yet still, we insult the minus 260 money line. Look, Jordan Lyles, if you entertain the notion that this is going to be a higher scoring game and that the Kansas City Royals are going to be able to comply, I don't think this is crazy right here to expect that the Royals are able to stick in this game. Really. And again, I think Logan Gilbert alone is going to push people away from focusing on the Royals. But that was a monster game that they took a lot out last night. Now, granted, you can say the other side, well, the other side lost. I understand that. But my goodness, Seattle needing that comeback, Kansas City sticking. We like the Royals plus 1.5 to stick again. I understand the run line did not cover last night. It will cover tonight. Mookie back in Fenway. That's a big storyline for a lot of people. Did you know that? Paxton Urias on the hill, and yet we're going over. Paxton, the numbers have settled, and the biggest thing behind Urias is the whip is a little low, and he's worked on that. But ultimately, you're talking about guys who have had pockets this year where they've been hittable. Fenway is a tough place to pitch. I don't care if you've got the Dodgers behind you. Even still, the 244x batting average, 420x slugging for Urias. And Paxton still has good numbers, but at one point had amazing numbers. Data, I would say. There's a difference. Numbers are your stats. Data is like a percentage. 25.6 K percentage. That's data. At least for me. I don't give a shit what other people say. Yankees are probably the play here. But you know what? At that low total, Clark Schmidt, it's probably time for him to get work. 3 runs or less in 15 of his last 16 starts. That's insane. I saw that number. But I'm more concerned, like the Yankees offense is going to score a little bit here. You're going to get some runs. A little run action from the Yankees offense. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing at all wrong with that. So we'll go Yankees and Rays get some runs here. Clark Schmidt, I don't think he can maintain that. Gives up 4 runs. Yankees get 5, 5-4. You're over the total. Interesting how that works, right? We're over the total. Okay, just to recap the first 5. Under 8.5, Cleveland, Toronto. San Fran money line. KC run line. Over 9 in Boston. Over 7.5 in Tampa Bay. And yes, you do still have this offer below at BetMGM. And yes, we did crash and cut and just destroy another night in the Discord. Boy, do I need to show you this just to prove it? Seriously. Because what happened last night, we killed a couple. Killed them. And I just, your first bet, cuz, is going to be back to you up to $1,000. And then on top of that, guess what? Guess what? On top of that, you're going to get 2 free months of the Discord. All right? 2 free months. And now I have to show you because you don't believe me. And it just becomes frustrating over and over and over and over again. But, look, another example, cash this on the Discord. Beautiful. Bonus parlay. We love those when the profit gets boosted. And then, look, I keep telling you, baseball is dead, cuz football is where it's at. And we smashed another one there. Same game parlay. And we just hit the under. Woo, that was a sweat. But you know what? That's what the Discord is all about. It's all about a sweat. So, look, you're going to get $1,000 up to. It doesn't have to be. You can put $10 in and bet that 10 and get that 10 back. I don't care what your bankroll is. It doesn't have to be major. It can be small. It can be everything. It can be all. It's good to go here. It's all good here. Next up, let's move on. Washington, Miami. There's not much here. I mean, there really isn't much here. This game features nothing except maybe pitching to focus on. Jake Irvin on the road, Yuri Perez at home. I don't know. This does not feel a game that I can get confident in. Now, the number's off on the screen. You'll have to forgive me, but it should be under 8. Sorry, not 8.5. 8 for the Washington game. Big question here is, can Jake Irvin live up to expectations? Can this man live up to the heavy expectations in which we have? I don't think I think he can to an extent. Okay? But here's the thing. There's going to be a quick yank on Irvin. Bullpen comes in. They settle down. Miami's not going to get to Washington's pen. Perez will be fine. Now, all of a sudden, you have a recipe for under 8.5. Houston, Detroit, like this a lot. We get some runs here. Brown and Rodriguez on the hill. It's an attackable spot, especially for the home team in Detroit, as we just saw a monster win for them. But look, the bigger thing now is, do you come back, and how aggressive are you against Hunter Brown, who's really just K'ing guys and is kind of just their average when it comes to xWOBA, x-batting, x-slug. Those numbers are just fine. The strength, of course, is the 26.5 to 7.5 K to walk rate. But on the road, I think both pitchers struggle here. Rodriguez has some great data behind him, but it's going to be hard to keep that Houston team at bay. And again, if you're not striking most of your Tigers batters out, it's going to be hard. Colorado and Baltimore, a lot of people got burned yesterday on the Orioles run line. All right. Now, what do you think is going to happen here? Just the betting mentality of it. I got burned on the run line. I'm just going to smash the money line. And you know what? Books are probably going to have to pay on Baltimore's money line, but there's going to be a lot of looking back. Like, there's going to be a lot of regret. That's ultimately what that's, for me, going to be regret. Not for me personally, but watching. You're going to see a lot of people say, oh, I can't believe I didn't take him on the damn run line. We're telling you to take him on the run line. Chris Flexen? No. Not at anywhere, especially on the road. Kyle Bradish at home? Fine. I'll take that. I'd like numbers to be a little bit better. 310 xWOBA is not awful, but it could be better. The 23.5 to 6.8 K to walk rate could be better. Chris Flexen is atrocious, and we're betting against Chris Flexen. That's exactly what we're doing here. We are betting against this man and only this man, and hopefully he gets pulled where the Orioles have enough of a lead where they don't relinquish anything. Next up, first five with the Angels Mets. Kodai Senga, man, oh man. But you know what the difference now is? It's Carlos Carrasco. Hey, Chase Silseth is who we're betting on here. The guy's got the 26 to 11 K to walk rate, 230x batting average. He will hold down this Mets offense without a doubt. There is no concern that he won't. Zero. In fact, I think the Angels, they get one turn of the bat, and that's probably going to be enough against Silseth. Chicago, Oakland. I mean, seriously, do you really care about this game? Are you betting this game? Okay, then go over. You probably want to, I don't know, there's a couple of guys on Oakland who seem to be tearing the cover off the baseball. If you'd like to do that. JP Sears versus the Tukey. But, you know, Zach Geloff would be the only guy that I'd bet. Tearing the cover for sure, but you still have to bet this game. Way too much volatility involved in this. Way too much. The least volatile is probably the pitching matchup in the sense that you could target it. Tukey Toussaint is dealing with a 16.8 walk rate. Meanwhile, JP Sears is loving giving up contact. I think I'm going to have to go. There you have it. Let's recap the next five. Under 8, that should be 8. Washington, Miami over 8.5. Houston, Detroit, Baltimore on the run line. Angels, money line, first 5. I'm okay if you want to lay. That's fine. And then the least volatile of the volatility happens to be the total there. Oakland White Sox. All right. Now, 5 more to go. Just a reminder, we gave you the BetMGM deal below. Also, this is insane. You bet 50, you get 250 back. I'm just saying, football season is here. You want to be a part of this. That's all. You want to be a part. That's pretty cool. $50 for 5 weeks. Not bad. Next up, last up, 5. That we go. As we start with the final play in this final grouping. Milwaukee hosting San Diego. Now, this one, we're going to have to rely on pitching. I know we faded the hell out of pitching in the most recent game, but David Peralta is going to have to show up. I think he can't. Freddie Peralta. Jeez, what am I talking about? I had the Mets thing. Freddie Peralta is going to have to show up, and I think he can. Look, Pedro Avila, you haven't seen a ton of compared to like every mainstay starter so far, but what we've seen, the numbers are great. Truly, really good numbers. So if I can take that small sample size and just paste it over across 5 innings, 6 innings, that's going to get me a very lower scoring Brewers team. And on the flip, Freddie Peralta, I mean, the 30-9 K to walk, 210x batting, 285x WOBA. He has just been lights out, and he's been difficult to hit on top of that. That's where we start our descent here, under 8.5 for the Padres and Brewers. Again, Pedro Avila just pitches what he's been doing. This under is going to cash, and we're going to cruise. Bounce back opportunity for the Chicago Cubs. A lot of people are probably taking Pittsburgh again. Great if anybody took Pittsburgh yesterday. The bigger issue for me would be keeping Chicago down in this series multiple games. They beat Justin Steele. Congratulations. It wasn't easy, but a rare loss, even though that's not a true stat for a pitcher. Assad now versus Selby. Collins, Selby. I mean, there's probably an overplay in this game, but I think Chicago, it benefits the Cubs. The higher scoring you go here. Speaking of which, sign me up for 10 runs in that Phillies-Cardinals game. Absolutely. You know, the best part about this is that we've got Dakota Hudson and Zach Wheeler. And yet, to a lesser extent with Hudson, but wow. Zach Wheeler, though, the data is there, but he has these innings. And Rob Thompson, the Phillies manager, is not going to pull Zach Wheeler if he gives up 4 runs in an inning and gets out of a 2 guys on jam when, after throwing 75 pitches. Zach Wheeler's coming back in there. Now, he may settle, but the damage would have been done. And he's not going to take the guy out after giving up 2 runs and say, all right, let's get the pen in here. Zach's going to have a blow-up inning. Dakota Hudson is going to be blown up. It's just a matter of time for those Phillies bats to turn, especially at home, as we anticipate some good weather here finally. Not bad. I'm looking at it right now. Humid. The ball should fly. Minnesota on the money line against Texas. This is essentially a coin flip here for me. It really is. Did we do that Mets game? Oh, yeah, that's right. The first 5. Jeez. Scherzer versus Ryan. 2 really good baseball teams going at it. There's a slight edge at home, and I don't know if it's reflected in the money line at -103 where we saw it. So you can make any argument you want about Texas being better. I'm going to take the home team with a slight edge, again, that I just don't think is reflected in the lineup. Last, we're going to go over 5, Cincinnati, Arizona. This pitching matchup is screaming runs. It's not going to be good. Zach Davies gives up runs. Here's the thing. Fernando Cruz is so feast or famine. He is like the Kyle Schwarber of pitchers. Home run, single, or strikeout. Insane. And that's all it's come down to. He's got some pretty good data. He's been limiting. This is a tough road start for him against a team, mind you, in Arizona that is starting to pace. Cincinnati, I don't know if they have the bats to keep up, but they will score some runs absolutely against Davies. Arizona's not getting stifled. All right. There you go. All 15 picks there for you. You think Lindy's doing that? Sucker. Appreciate you all being here. Again, Discord below, BetMGM. This bet with Caesars. I'm going to show it to you one more time because it's not going to last, and I don't know why you wouldn't take advantage of it. I will see you for Sunday slate today.